Welcome to Chunkinator, a series designed to journey through RuneScape in an entirely new way. Every time I randomly unlock a chunk, I have 1 hour to get as much or as little out of it as possible. Because of this, every item spawn, NPC, or drop table becomes relevant like never before. The path is random, non-linear, and most of all, one of a kind. Now, before we get into the episode, there are a couple of rules that we need to discuss. Rule number 1. Once I enter a chunk, a 1 hour timer starts. Once that hour is up, I must leave the chunk. I don't get to spend any more or any less time inside of that chunk. Rule number 2. There are only 2 ways that I can ever return back to an unlocked chunk. I can either unlock a direct method of transportation, such as a teleport or a fairy ring, that takes me back to that chunk, or unlock another chunk which directly accesses that previous chunk. Think of it like this. I'm free to return to any chunk at any time, however I cannot cross a locked chunk to do so. Alright, welcome back to another episode. I'm pretty excited to be starting it off again. I think we're just going to keep on range training like we were last episode. I can't think of anything more productive to do in this chunk, but you guys will also notice a little addition down here in this corner of the screen where we have the on-screen timer now, so you guys can track a little bit more accurately how much time we have left, and hopefully that'll make clips as I'm cutting back and forth to them make a little bit more sense and have a little bit more context. So, but for now, I am going to just go ahead and keep on training, and I will let you guys know if anything interesting happens. The grizzly bears, mostly because I want to train on them, but also because one of you guys happened to comment that I needed to save that grizzly bear meat for druidic ritual, and I cooked it last time, so... But this looks like it'll work awesome, so cool. We might change over to train here just because it's a bit more AFK. It's a bit easier to keep track of, but we will see. I will see how long it takes for me to kill this guy. This is taking so long. We might have to end up flinching it. I'm not sure if that'll be quicker, but wow, is this not quick at all. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's healing. All right, we're going to try to flinch. Oh man, this could take a while. Just a few more hits. This has already taken, I want to say like 4 minutes, but we're almost there, so it'll be worth it, hopefully. All right, if we hit a 3, we've done it. Oh, okay. Well, never mind. Yeah, all right. Hello, friend. Can you attack me there? Yep. We got the raw bear meat. We got the bear fur. I'm not sure if we need that. And we'll bury the bones, but I will definitely not be training on them because that took me nearly 5 minutes, I think. Could be even more than 5 minutes. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. It's so hard to snap from playing like my personal account to this account because you have to remember every bone drop is important, every arrow is important, everything is just so much more important, and it's exciting when you get something, but it's really hard to remember to pick up bones. What I want to do is come over here and kill these goblins, but I think the wolves are like protecting them, so I can't. Because the reason is that goblins actually do have somewhat of a drop table. It's nothing really notable, but could be good for some melee training. So I'll see if I can stick it out over here and hopefully not get killed by these big wolves. Yeah, I decided I'm not going to do that. I feel like I just chanced the wolves like 6 times in a row, so we will be over here killing spiders and gnomes. So I just noticed something that you guys probably already did, or maybe not, but there's actually flax up here. So I was standing right next to it before, but it's not super useful, but I'm going to go ahead and pick like 3 or 4 anyways. I'm not sure why. I just feel like it's good to have. Like, you never know what you're going to need, right? And there's only so many chunks that have flax on them. So I got 6 there. We can always drop them if we don't need them, but good to know that we have the potential to, you know, do some sort of crafting training. Boom, there is level 11 attack coming in. We are still level 16 combat. I want to see if I can get up to level 30 before we leave the chunk. Just in case we happen to go somewhere where the only thing to do is cut willows and there's no other trees, I'd like to be able to do that. It seems silly, but you just never know. I mean, Combat training is going to be pretty easy to come by from here on out, I think, but I just want to make sure that I'm not kind of shooting myself in the foot here. So I will probably go ahead and chop these oaks and probably burn them because I might as well. One thing that I think is really fun about this series is that I'm kind of like a mini UIM. Like right now I'm thinking about how I can manage my inventory spaces, and I'm like, man, do I really need this bear fur? Especially knowing that next chunk we might not have a bank. So it kind of adds like a little bit of that punishment of being a UIM without, you know, the actual masochism that is selecting to be Ultimate Ironman. All right, so unfortunately my microphone actually cut out for the rest of the recording session, which will be the final 20 minutes of this chunk and just the kind of exploration phase of the next chunk. But that's okay. Thankfully with this chunk we didn't really do too much else. We kind of just cut logs. I was trying to get up to 30 wood cutting like I said a bit earlier. I wasn't quite able to. I think we ended at 27 wood cutting, I want to say. I think 27 wood cutting and 27 fire making, but we have about 10 seconds left in this chunk. We are lighting our last log, calling it a day. As always, I'm always super excited to go pick another chunk. I honestly think that might be the most fun part about this series, because when you first see what chunk you're going to, it's so exciting. But without further ado, I kind of skipped the thematics. Our next chunk will be the fight arena chunk, which I'm super excited for. I cannot believe, I mean, basically what this means is it's our first quest is unlocked now. The entirety of the fight arena quest is in that chunk, and there's no stat requirements that we don't have. I think the only requirement is like 10 GP, which we have, so it's super exciting, and that's what we're going to be focusing on next episode. I just kind of spent a minute or so walking around the chunk, seeing if I could think of anything else that we might need to do. But I can't imagine there's anything better than trying to complete the fight arena. So that is what next episode will include. And I'm about halfway through it in real life, but obviously you don't know that yet. But I'm really excited so far. It's been a wild ride, but I'm excited to show you guys. But yeah, that is going to do it. This is a pretty quick episode. I just wanted to kind of keep it to one chunk because I think after editing this next one, it's going to be pretty long. So we will leave it there, and I will have the next episode out in a couple of days. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you like more than one of my videos, and I hope that you have a great day.